This is a flip video about mass percent, also called percent by mass. So there are many ways to describe a solution. Mass percent is just another way we can do this. So far we've learned molarity, and if you remember in molarity, so molarity is taking a look at a solution and using its moles of solute and dividing it by the liters of the solution. So molarity focuses a little bit about with moles and liters as my units. And in percent by mass, or mass percent, we're actually going to be focusing on different units. And as you can hear in the name, that unit is mass, so grams. So going back to this piece of paper, mass percent is just a way to express the mass of a solute in a given solution. And so it's a very simple equation seen here. And that is mass percent is calculated by taking the mass of the solute. So if you remember before, it was the moles of the solute in molarity. Now we've moved to the mass of the solute, and that's in grams, and dividing it by the mass of the solution. Now don't forget, a solution still is taking your solute and adding it to your solvent if you need to do that. So read your problems carefully. You times by 100 to get a percentage. Both mass values should be in grams. That's the unit. So again, this does something very similar for us. It talks about, ways to describe a solution. It's just using mass and percentages. Okay, so let's take a look at a sample problem. A solution is prepared by dissolving 1 gram of sodium chloride in 48 grams of water. Calculate the mass percent. Alright, so here's our equation again. And let's try to figure out what's our solute and what's our solvent in this situation. So if you notice, NaCl is dissolved in water. So NaCl is my solute, and my solvent is water. Okay, I've got 1 gram of solute, and I've got 48 grams of solvent. So far my units are looking pretty good. Now if you remember, together these make a solution. So let's start there. Okay, my solution is made by taking the 1.0 grams of sodium chloride and adding it to my 48 grams. So together that makes, with correct sig figs, 49 grams of solution. Okay, now that I have that, I can take my mass of my solute, which again we said was 1 gram, right? That's my solute. And I divide it by my newly calculated mass of solution. So let's do that. Mass percent is equal to the 1 gram of solute in the 49 grams of the total solution. And then we times it by 100 to get the percentage. Where do we look for sig figs? These two values. I've got 2 sig figs up here. I've got 2 sig figs down here. We don't look at the 100. So my answer is going to have 2 sig figs. So go ahead and take your calculator out and divide 1.0 divided by 49, times it by 100, and round it to 2 sig figs. And what's my unit? Well, the grams and grams cancel out, and obviously we're going to have percent as our unit. That's the end of the video.